All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Oh, God. Terry, good morning.
Oh, God, good morning.
What a weekend. Mikey, make sure you hit the go live on the top right. We're here. We're going to have a great show today. Fish, how was your weekend, buddy? You watched a lot of soccer?
I did. How do you not? It was a great weekend, of course. We had some teams that lost and tied.
I did see.
And, of course, those idiots Arsenal won.
I can't wait to rub it in Neil's face.
They're still not getting... Well, Neil's not here today. He's in New York. So you'll be able to tell him next week.
Or you could text him and make fun of him.
You could.
That's
I'll
possible.
text him a video.
Yeah.
I'll text him a video.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a good show today.
Send me a video over the weekend.
We have a ton of Lions conversations to have, Terry. The first being Jared Goff wants to be remembered as a leader of this team. Later on in the show, we'll get to where the Lions were ranked in an ESPN poll for their offensive line,
Yeah,
and
that
you
was
wouldn't
pretty shocking.
believe where they were. Oh God! Detroit Lions Fan Fest over the weekend. 18,000 fans showed up to the event. It looks like Lions fans are ready. Of course, we'll get to what happened on Lou Whitaker Day. Al Avila and Chris Illich not speaking at all at the event. That should be fun. So, also, by the way, fun fact.
Okay.
Very special guest joining us at 9 a.m.
Yes.
Very special guest.
Who would that
Super
be?
special.
In studio.
Yeah.
It is a surprise for everybody in the building.
Are we going to be excited or just surprised?
Depends how you feel about the individual.
Okay. Is this somebody I don't like?
No, you like this individual very
person.
much.
Okay.
Yeah, you won't have an issue with
Does
this
somebody
person.
not like this individual?
I'm sure there's a few.
In this room right now?
I don't know. I can't confirm.
Okay. All right.
But let's get the show started off. Kareem Hunt asks for a trade. The Browns subsequently say no, not going to happen, but it's not how the NFL works. Should the Lions consider, Terry, pursuing Kareem Hunt?
Why not? Of course, you must see what Cleveland wants. If they want something outrageous, then the answer would be no. But if a guy like Kareem Hunt is available, you kick the tires. See what they want. See if that's worth it. So, I would always say look into it. But he didn't, because, DeAndre Swift, we don't know if he's going to be healthy. And that's always an issue, it seems, every year. So I would just kick the tires. But my gut instinct is probably not.
I would agree.
You make a phone call.
You can make a phone call, but it doesn't add up. Jamar Jefferson is struggling to make the team right now. He's on the short list of, is he going to make it? Is he not going to make it to this 53-man roster? You have Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift. They like Craig Reynolds a lot. I'm not sure what Kareem Hunt does in this offense that a DeAndre Swift can't do, if not better. Now, if he goes down with an injury, you're having a different conversation. But I don't think Cleveland has any intent of letting Kareem Hunt go. This, to me, seems like trade me or give me a new contract. So whether or not they give him a new contract, we'll see. He's 27 years old, still very young. But he did only play 8 games last season.
Well, if you're mad at about your contract, you got to make noise.
Of course.
Demand trades. I'm not going to play. I'm not going to work out. This could be just negotiating stuff. So I think I would ignore it right now. But if this continues, I would kick the tires on him. See what's happening.
Fair enough. I do agree. It's something you can call on. I don't think it's anything more important than that. He's not a game-changing player for this football team. We seen at the end of last year behind this offensive line. Apparently anybody can run behind it. So I would pass. I would pass on Kareem Hunt, especially given the character history. You're trying to build a culture, a good locker room. And if you want to bring an individual who clearly is crying out loud for attention and a new contract, rightfully so, his career, that's probably not the guy you want to bring into the situation currently.
Although I will say this, I think you need a certain percentage of jerks or controversial figures on an NFL team. NFL team can't be all choir boys. It can't be all guys that fit into a system. There has to be a few that you just look at, man, I don't like this dude.
But when is it acceptable or when is it easier to pull that off, right? Guys that have typically been drafted by you that are just jerks coming out of college, right? They develop into good or very good players, who knows? But you don't get to bring in veteran, high-profile characters without having leadership established in your building. I don't think leadership is established at Ford Field right now. Jared Goff, Charles Harris, Tracy Walker, some of the older vets on the team. Okay, but are those the alphas, the best players? Typically, your leaders are your best players. Sometimes they aren't. But you look at the Rams as an example last season. Andrew Whitworth, one of their best linemen. Aaron Donald, the best defensive player in the league. Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford. All right, leaders. You can bring in a Von Miller, Odell Beckham. You can handle him. Hell, Von Miller's a leader. But you bring him into this situation, I think it's too early. I would pass. Speaking of negotiations, what do you think of the whole Brittany Griner situation? Fair? Would you do it? Would you have done it, I should say?
As far as bringing her back
For somebody
making the trade?
Somebody in the mob. Whatever it was, arms dealer, I don't know.
I think I would probably
Victor
do it.
Boot.
I think there's just this is something that enough people in the nation want. We have enough protests and everything, and if you don't bring her back, I don't know. I think I would do it, but I would put this out there, Brittany. When you come back, you're a dumbass. I know we got the bring back BG. We love BG. I'm part of that crowd too, but I'm also part of that. BG, you're a dumbass.
Okay.
Because you're compromising. This isn't just a prison exchange. You're compromising future things because of she was a dumbass.
Yeah.
You don't go to another country with hashish or any drugs. I wouldn't even go to Jamaica with drugs. Although they're known for their drugs.
They are.
But we as Americans have to understand that your rights don't carry over to other countries. The freedoms we don't carry over to other countries. Our laws don't carry over to other countries. We could say that Russian law is dumb, but guess what? It's the Russian law.
Yeah, you're in Russia.
Right.
You're not in America.
And I don't buy I packed it by accident because I was in a hurry. Now, you put that in there deliberately. Because originally she said the reason she had the drugs was because of her doctor
Yeah,
told her.
it said it was American prescribed or whatever. Or the
Right.
American doctors wrote it off.
Right.
I don't like the whole situation. I don't care about the end result. I really don't. I think it's stupid. She got herself in a bad situation. The government bailed her out. What happens if a normal American smuggles CBD into Russia? What happens?
You don't hear about them.
I'm asking. No, I'm just general question. Mikey.
No, I gave
Mikey
you
goes
that.
to Russia. Look, put the camera on your face. This
man.
innocent child goes to Russia. All right, pack some weed.
What about me? I'd go to
Shut
Russia.
the hell up, fish.
I want to go to North
Shut
Korea.
the hell up. Mute your mic. He goes to Russia. Innocent kid. Bam! They slap him with 9 years. You think we're swapping an arms dealer for that kid?
No, he's staying there.
Shut the hell up, fish.
Would you give away fish for me?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I would trade
That's
fish
all
in a
that
heartbeat.
matters. That matters.
Yeah, I would give them fish, and Jackson or Patrick Mahomes' brother
Oh, I'm good at that.
easily.
Good deal.
I don't know if
That
I'm
would be
worth
a
that
home run
much
deal.
at that point.
I know.
I would get reelected just off of that deal.
Do we want him back?
No,
but what?
That's the thing. We have to make that decision. Do
Damn,
we want
I
him back?
mean,
Don't worry, babe. I still want you.
Yeah, thanks, Maddie. I appreciate that.
God. All right, Terry.
Like if they had Maddie, we'd have to make that deal.
No, not necessarily.
Adam hates me, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have to make that
Adam
deal.
hates everyone.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but I'm like lowest on the list. So.
You have
Okay.
a mic. If you would talk into it, maybe I wouldn't hate
Well,
you as
you
much.
know what? Would you actually want me to talk on
Well,
this
I
mic?
would prefer you if you're going to talk into the mic. Yes.
Oh, okay.
God bless.
Actually, I think it's the tie. I think you hate me
Fish,
more
didn't I
than
tell you
Maddie.
shut the hell up, dude?
No,
Can I go home?
Shut the
I'm
hell
for
up.
sure hated more than you are, so it's fine.
Yeah, but he
Jesus
doesn't tell you to
Christ.
shut the F up.
Oh, you
Fish,
should
don't.
see the text
I'm
messages.
trying to go a whole show without swearing. All right. Shut the hell up.
Never happened.
Mute your
Good
mic.
luck.
So far,
Jesus Christ. I've wasted 3 minutes on this show talking to you and telling you to shut the hell up. Jesus Christ. Just shut the hell up.
but you know what?
Oh my
it's
God.
8:10 and he hasn't
I haven't
used
sworn
profanity
yet.
yet.
Yes.
I'm proud of you.
I'm working on it.
My goodness.
Working on it. Trying to button up a little bit.
Oh yeah, Al Avila.
Oh, God. Well, he didn't talk this weekend, so
No.
I'm safe, right? His fat ass didn't leave the co-office or the co-space that he shares. He doesn't even have his own office, allegedly.
He did leave it. They didn't introduce him.
Good.
He was in the back row.
Good.
Him and Chris Sillage were there.
Good. Good for them.
But they were quiet, and I think it's the smartest move the Tigers have made this summer.
Oh, I have to give a shout out, by the way. I can't forget about this. So all of you watching at home and listening, please be very patient with me. All right, Mike Howell. Oh wait, it's not Mike Howell. Who is this? God dang it. Oh, it was on Instagram. Sorry. Get fished. I swear to God, you're gonna get fired today. All right, this is from an individual, and his name is Tal. Tal went to the Tigers game, and if any of you paid attention, behind home plate was the "Sell the Team, Chris" sign.
Oh, yeah.
That was Tal. So he DM'd me and told me the whole story,
And he got it on.
and he got it in. And I'm surprised they let that sign in, but hell of a job. So shout out to the kid. Shout out to every Tigers fan that was there. I would say enjoying Blue Whitaker Day, because I think you rightly should. It's one of the best players in Tigers history, but also vent your frustrations with an awful baseball team that collapsed and gave up 7 runs, if I recall, just the other night, with 2 outs in the 9th inning in a 0-0 ball game.
What happens to Gregory Soto? Sometimes this dude is just lights out, and then it's like he loses function, his bodily functions. He just throws everything inside to right-handers, and I mean way inside, at their knees, at their ankles. It's like he just becomes a spaz. And that was a spaz day for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a spaz day. It's just typical Gregory Soto. That's just what it's so. This is typical. This is what you see from the Tigers now. I'm numb to it. I don't even care. I don't even care anymore. They could lose the rest of their games. I would be equally as happy even if they won the rest of their games. I don't care anymore. I really don't. You know what I care about, Terry? I care about what I'm drinking when I'm on the golf course.
Okay.
That's
I care
the-
more about that than the Tigers.
Oh, absolutely. The Mulligan is the go-to drink. Gypsy vodka, iced tea, lemonade mix, 8% alcohol. The Mulligan is your go-to choice, whether you're on the golf course this weekend like me, or you're hanging out in the backyard having a barbecue like Fish and Terry were this weekend. Whatever it may be, make sure you're drinking responsibly and supporting local.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Ciabattas, summer salads, and dip shakes. All at Big Boy. Try a chicken club, chicken cordon bleu, or sunrise ham and cheddar. All on our grilled ciabatta bread. Or keep it light with our Michigan apple, chicken Caesar, or Greek salad. And don't forget to cool off with a frosty hand-dipped cookies and cream or strawberry shake. You heard it here first. Summer just got better.
Well, we have another rainy day here in Metro Detroit, but don't worry, you can still get your tan on at Chili Peppers Tanning. That's where you find the cleanest salons in the D with spotless sanitized rooms and trained certified tanning professionals. Don't forget, of course, to join the Pepper Club for all the best deals on unlimited tanning. Chili Peppers has the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans.
Chili Peppers tan.
All right, before we get into the ESPN rankings of the Detroit Lions offensive line, you know what? Daryl Morgan asks a great question. Why does everyone hate Aaron Rodgers? Well, Daryl, I don't know what team you support in your life or what football team, baseball, whatever it is, but imagine there's a guy, all right? He plays for a division rival. I would say a matchup you consider a rivalry, a very important game. Games you like to win, Whether at home or in Lambeau, you like to beat the Packers. And what if I told you, Daryl, over a 15, 20-year stretch, you didn't beat them that much, and they'd win the division 70, 80% of the time, and that whenever you'd play them, something would happen with the officials, and that whenever you had them on the ropes, ready to beat them, he would pull off a Hail Mary that would absolutely stab you in the heart? What if I told you that, Daryl? So excuse my hatred, which isn't personal hatred, but on-the-field hatred, for Aaron Rodgers. Yes, I don't like him. Why would I? Why in the hell would I? Should the Pistons have liked Reggie Miller? Should the Bulls have liked Reggie Miller when they were playing against him?
Of course not. If you care about your team and there is a guy that's stabbing your team in the heart every year, you are going to develop a hatred for him. Like I thought, and I was disappointed in this, I thought Piston fans should have a bigger hatred for Michael Jordan after, he's saying they were bad for basketball. Back in the day, you hated Fran Tarkington. You would hate Kirk Cousins if he did more damage.
Are Bills fans not supposed to hate Tom Brady? You can appreciate them at the end of their career. But when they're there, winning 95% of your matchups, yeah, I kind of don't like the guy. Kind of wish he played for another team. Kind of wish he did enough drugs where he couldn't make it to a game every once in a while. But here we are.
Everybody in the AFC East probably hates Bill Belichick.
Absolutely. Hell, the whole NFL hates him, but that's a whole different conversation.
Well, even more in that division because you can't get out.
Absolutely. The Lions were ranked 26th, Derry. 26th in an ESPN ranking article for offensive linemen. Now, to be fair, right? We have to be fair. I'm choking like hell. Whew.
It's dry in here today.
Jesus Christ.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm trying not to die right now. Anyways.
You want me to fill in for you?
No, Fish, I want you to shut the hell up.
You have to be nice today.
No. Terry, to be fair, the data they used, right? The data. I love this. The data they used is an abundance of data points from pressures to average yards per carry. You can go down the list on data points.
And they're speculating about what's going to happen this season.
Projections, yes. Absolutely. So, to that, ESPN, congratulations. You have put out absolutely one of the worst articles I have ever seen. One of the younger offensive lines in the NFL, not that old in age, rising star in Penei Sewell. Frank Ragnow, notably a few years ago, was recognized as the best center in football. You do have Taylor Decker, who's a respectable, I would say a very, very much a good tackle in this game. And they're 26th. And you know what's funny? You know who's ranked ahead of them? The team that we believe, well, at least I should say I believe, is going to go 0-17 because they're not going to be able to protect Justin Fields.
Your Bears.
And that is the Chicago Bears. Excuse me, what kind of data are we looking at? Terry, this happens in baseball. It happens in every sport. The analytics, right? The analytics told us that, you know what, on 4th and 1 from our 3-yard line, at this point, if we converted, it gives us a better chance to win the football game, Terry, than if we punt it. Okay? 4th and 1 at our own 3. In the first quarter, damn it, Terry, the odds say we have to go for it.
That's right. I question who's working for ESPN. It's got to be some guys with big ears, big nose, quadruple glasses. Because whenever they do rankings about the NBA, whenever they do rankings about offensive lines, you look at it and say, man, these guys don't know what's happening. There's some big clunkers in there. So I wonder if this is some young kids that got a job, got an internship, and maybe we shouldn't even pay close attention to them. Pro Football Focus did the same ranking and put the Lions offensive line at number 7. So how can one organization say, let's look at the whole NFL, Lions 26, and another one looks at him and says, not Lions 7. That's not even close.
The hell if I know how they came up with this list. I wish I knew. I wish I could actually sit here this morning and explain to all of you, oh my God, this is very critical, well thought out analytics deep dive into what the Detroit Lions could be this season.
I know one. I bet you. I know one thing they did not do. Probably didn't watch game film.
Wait. You know what else they didn't do?
What?
They've probably never watched a snap of football in their lives. Nerds are taking over the world, and we're all done. We're all done for. 26th. Look, I wish I wasn't even like. Where's the outrage from the national media? Not so much, but for the idea, like, you know, that's like me putting Patrick Mahomes out of my top 10 because I used a certain data point where he wasn't all that good at. And I used that as the majority on why he won't be in my top 10. How stupid do you have to be? How ignorant do you have to be to put together that list? It makes the data, Terry. It's all about the data. Let me tell you, I went to Harvard. I went to Yale.
Oh, the data.
All I know is about data. Data's everything. Let me tell you, Terry, the data, the Lions, the data, 26th in the NFL. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. Unbelievable. I want to smack him in the... What the hell's his name? He's a jackass. That's his name.
He's jackass. Just call him jackass.
I can't believe it, man. Look, jokes aside, you have a top 5 center in the NFL. You have a rising, in my opinion, superstar talent in Penei Sewell. Taylor Decker is still a very, very good tackle in the NFL. Your guards are okay. You can live with guard play. And at the end of the day, this is one of the better 5, in my opinion, offensive lines in the NFL. But you know what? PFF puts them at 7. I can live with it. I'm not going to throw a fit. Knowing that by the end of the year, likely this will be a top 4, top 5 offensive line regardless. You're going to see Penei Sewell will probably earn All-Pro honors for the first time. Frank Ragnow, if healthy, will do the same. Taylor Decker probably not, but he will have a good season that will justify his current contract. And I think Lions fans are going to be very happy with it. And then we're going to circle back to the analytics, dude. And everybody in the league will say, that's a top 5 offensive line. And Mr. Analytics over here at ESPN will say, oh, I see. Well, I'll take your top 5 and raise you a top 23.
Yeah, he'll probably deny that he made this list. Even though we're talking about it now and we know about this list. So I never did that. What are you guys talking about?
Insane. I love it. I love it, though. You know what else I love, Terry? Jared Goff really coming out in camp. Not only on the field, but off the field. I think there's a lot of good to come with this Detroit Lions team. At 9 o'clock, we have Detroit Lions Fan Fest recap. Over 18,000 people showed up. Hell of an environment. Dan Campbell spoke a ton to the media. Lots of players interacting with the fans. Terry, you know, last week you gave me a set of questions to answer. All right,
yes.
So I figured on a Monday I would return the favor.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Excited.
8:45 coming up in just a bit. Take it or leave it. Detroit Lions edition. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and you have to tell me whether you'll take it or you're going to leave it. You're not interested in it. So that's coming up shortly, but I do want to wrap up the Lions offensive line. Terry, outside of injuries, what is preventing this team? And I'm going to play it safe here. What is preventing this offensive line from being one of the 10 best offensive lines in football outside of injuries?
Possible cohesive problems because they haven't, in the grand scheme of things, they haven't played together that long. So that's the only thing I can see. Because they're talented guys, they're strong guys, but they always say that offensive lines need to play together. They need to learn one another, but offensive lines are your smarter players, so that should happen pretty quickly. But if you compare them to other offensive lines in the NFL who probably played together longer, that's the only thing I can see.
I mean, we're still giving the Cowboys a ton of respect, and their offensive line not only has not been healthy for years, but it is well past their prime. Yes, they have a Hall of Fame tackle in Tyron Smith. Never available. Struggles with injuries at the moment. this list may, and especially the Bears being, not because I don't like the Bears, all right? This is a well-known fact. I don't like the Bears, okay, fine. I will admit my bias now. But you can agree with me that we all believe Justin Fields is going to be killed by week 3. Die. Done. Dunzo. Bye-bye. NFL career over. By week 3. With that offensive line protecting him. So, I look at the Packers' defensive front. I look at the Vikings. And I look at the Lions. That is in his own division, Terry. 6 games out of the year where he's going to face formidable pass rushes. Do I have to include the NFC East schedule? That includes the Eagles' defensive front. That includes an underrated Commanders front. A Cowboys front that maybe not the greatest, but still could give you some pressure. Or should I go all the way to the AFC East, where you have to face a Bill Belichick defense, where you have to face the Bills' defensive rush, where you have to face the Jets' pass rush and secondary, which I expect to be a lot better this year.
And we don't know what kind of coaching Justin Fields is going to get.
Should I throw you Miami, who have one of the better defenses in the NFL? That's what Justin Fields has to work with this year. And somehow, some way, that offensive line.
Well, if it's the 11th best offensive line, he should be fine then.
If the Bears have the 11th best offensive line in football, Jared Goff is the best quarterback in football. That's how ridiculous this is.
Okay, and that is a ridiculous statement.
That's the point.
Okay.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Can't believe it. Any guesses, by the way, before I transition? Anybody on who our guest is at 9 o'clock?
Oh, 9 o'clock? Geez.
My dad.
Your dad? I don't have his number, so I couldn't make that possible.
Well, you have my mom's number.
Oh, you talked to her
Your mom
mom
didn't answer. I never talked to mom. She never answered me.
Can we get a hint?
You did talk to my mom. She came here, remember?
Yeah, she came here. It's
He
different.
doesn't
I'm talking on the
remember
phone.
anything or know
I
anything.
can't give a hint. It'll be way too obvious. There's no like subtle hint that'll
To be
make you guys
honest,
think.
doesn't matter if it's not somebody that I like.
Huh?
Is it somebody that I like?
I guess so. Maybe, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Does he come in here a lot,
maybe,
or
yeah.
is
I
this
don't like a whole lot of people, so.
Oh, well then probably you don't like him then.
Does he come
Okay.
in here a lot?
Maybe. Sometimes. Occasionally.
Probably
Anybody?
like Abe or
Have they
something,
ever
I don't know.
arrested you?
No. God, no.
Don't
No.
arrest me on my birthday, please.
No. Is today your birthday?
No.
Yes, it is.
When is your birthday?
Today.
Yay.
Yay, happy birthday.
Is it really?
Are you serious?
Yeah, you guys are stupid. You didn't know? Use your brains.
Fish, did you know?
Yes.
And why didn't you
It's
share
on
with
the
anybody?
sheet, you bum.
I don't
What
share
sheet?
with anybody because I don't like
That's the top.
my birthday.
It's also got the guest on there too. But
If you're on
You
Facebook,
put my name up there?
yeah, it's up there on the
Fish,
sheet.
what the hell are you doing?
What?
Fish, you suck at your job. You know that?
I do. That's why
You
I'm
are
here.
awful at your
It's
job.
not on
That's
the
why
sheet.
I'm here.
Yes, it is.
You are awful at your job, Fish. Holy hell.
I didn't know you were planning a surprise.
Shut the hell up. Just shut up. Just shut the hell up.
yeah, but
Maddie,
you know, in today's world, you can't hide your birthday because of Facebook.
Yes, you can. You can lie about
Yeah,
what
you
day
just
it
lie.
is.
You just change your date.
Wow.
I didn't
And
know
then
it
it's
was her
funny
birthday.
because then people wish you a happy birthday that's not
On
your
the wrong
birthday.
date.
Right.
Yep.
And then you know that those aren't your real friends.
Oh, I like that.
Maddie's had a tough life
that's
there.
not
Just
true.
don't even.
Now
It's
Terry
sometimes-
doesn't know the guest because he doesn't have the sheet. So
God, Fish, we'll talk after the show. Maddie, can you
Okay.
tell us about our good friends over at the Sports Marketing Agency, please?
Yes, I can. Our friends at the Sports Marketing Agency help spread awareness of mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This Is the F Word, helps spread awareness of fentanyl and other addictions. Go to thesportsma.com if you are struggling or know someone who is, and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
Well, if you are looking for something fun to do, whether or not it's your birthday, look no further than the Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck that is home of the original football bowling pin game called Fulling. They've got 2 ways to play. $12 open unlimited play, or you can reserve a private lane for just $120. Don't forget, of course, they have a $2 mystery beer machine as well as multiple full bars. So check it out at thefullingwarehouse.com.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show, 8:30. Terry, Jared Goff wants to be remembered, well, as a leader of this football team, someone who makes his teammates better. This was done on the Pivot podcast, and this is quite the conversation. I don't think I've seen Jared Goff that vulnerable since he's been a Detroit Lion. Last year he came in very to himself, unsure. The play was awful. I mean, that speaks for itself. But this year a lot more confident. He has been one of the players who has had one of the better camps of all the players on the team. And if you want to think of it from a performance standpoint, what does it mean for him this season? I can't tell you if he's going to return to a Pro Bowl level, or maybe dare I say an All-Pro level. I'm not sure of that. But I'm very sure he will not be as bad as he was to start the season last year. I don't think you're going to see that Jared Goff very often. You may see it once or twice throughout the whole season. But more often than not, you're going to see a steady ship, a steady level of consistent play with a few unbelievable moments, better than expected, better than average, better than above average play. But for the most part, the whole season, you're going to get Jared Goff, 250 yards a game, maybe a touchdown and a half a game, and probably just under an interception a game.
Let's focus on the leadership. He couldn't come in here and be a leader last year. A, he wasn't familiar with the organization. B, all the talk was, why is he here? C, he's going to stink this year. Now, what appears to be happening is he's more comfortable here. Whether he's getting love from the public, which he's not really getting, maybe he's getting it in that locker room. Maybe guys are coming up to him asking him questions, and it's making him feel more comfortable. He feels more of a part of the team because it is his second season. He feels like a Detroit Lion. He probably feels in his mind that I could be here for a while. I don't see my backup here. I believe I'm going to have a good season. So in his mind, he's thinking, you know what? I might be here for 4 or 5 years. In our minds, probably not. But I think it's very important that second year that now he feels that it's his team. Another thing, he's a quarterback. Quarterbacks are supposed to be leaders. Quarterbacks are supposed to say, hey, guys, it's 2 minutes left. We're down 3. I'm carrying you to the end. And I like the fact that he's being vocal. I'll tell you a guy that I could not stand who was the quarterback here, Scott Mitchell. Because Scott Mitchell always said, I'm just one of 22, or I'm one of 11 on offense. He didn't take it upon himself to be a leader. In that position, you got to show that you're serious, and you got to show you're ready to lead these guys. And no matter how ugly things get, I'm going to carry you through. So maybe that's what Jared Goff is trying to present, and he wants his teammates to at least think that he's the man, and he has to be the man. He's the quarterback.
He is. They need him more than ever. More than ever. And it's not just because, well, you know, he's the guy right now. He has a contract. He's under contract for a few more years. Terry, what's super important right now about Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions relationship is, if I told you he played to the level he played in 2000, and let's say he played to 70% of the level he did in 2018, which we could say is pretty good. If he played pretty good all season, what would you put this team at? in terms of their winning record?
Probably 6 or 7 wins.
If I told you he played better than what you expect of him this year, and the team was a lot better than expected, would you put them at 8, 9 wins, dare I say?
I put him at 8.
And where I'm getting at with this is, whether I think we want to admit it or not, Jared Goff is so important to Dan Campbell. So important. Because if he goes out there and he stinks the bed, well, you're going to be a 3, 4, 5 win team. And no one's going to like the head coach. We all love him right now. Culture, mantra, we're gonna tread water, right? We're going to tread water up until we can get you, right? See, I'd even quote him.
And we'd be looking at Brad Holmes side-eye, too.
And be like, hey, what are you doing here? This is the coach. This is the quarterback situation. When are you going to change it, Brad? And nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. That is not a fun situation to be in. It's a fun situation to be working towards something. You watch the Pistons. You're excited for the Pistons because you can see them working towards something. You watch the Red Wings. You support the Red Wings even when they don't do when they don't do well, because you see where they're going. And with the Lions, you can take 7, 8, dare I say 9 wins and say, okay, this is going in the right direction. He's playing at a very good level right now, better than we expected, he meaning Jared Goff. And we are now in a position where we have draft capital. We can move up in the draft for our future franchise quarterback. Could be in 2023, could be in 2024. All we know is not only are we going to be able to eat the cake. I don't know what the phrase is. Well, what is it, Terry? You can't have your cake and
have your cake and eat it too.
Right.
So you're going to be able to have your cake and eat it, Terry.
Okay. There is a ground floor the Lions cannot stoop to.
Which is?
After 2 years, Quinn Trisha won 9 games. The Lions, after 2 seasons, can't be saying, "Oh, we won 9 games too." They gotta find that 7th win, and then
say that again. I'm sorry.
After 2 years of Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn, the Lions won 9 games, and that was an embarrassment. Now, with this new regime, if we're talking about it's different, if we believe in the future, they can't have 9 wins after 2 seasons too, just like Quinn Trisha.
What if I told you they could? And the context would be totally different. I'll tell you why they can. Brad Holmes is why they can. Because in his 2 years, what he has drafted, what he has been able to maneuver, and what he's done in free agency alone gives me more faith easily than anything Bob Quinn ever did. Put the team into cap hell, missed on a majority of his draft picks, reached for a lot of players that he did take during his time. The only quote-unquote steal he had, I believe, was Kenny Golladay in the 3rd or 4th round. That's about it. Brad Holmes comes in, does it year 1, Amon-Ra St. Brown. And we all see how butt cheeks Kenny Golladay is anyways in New York, so that's not even a steal. Matthew Stafford, if anything, made him look better than what he is. So they could win, let's say, 6 games this year. And I think there would be a lot more optimism, but you would have one question, and tell me if I'm wrong. I think the question you have now is this head coach legitimate? Is this the guy that can actually take you to the point where you can contend for the division, win the division? And I think, you know my motto, year 3, you have to compete for the division. And damn it, you probably have to win it, depending on your situation. If let's say the Lions not this season, but the next year, right? They win 6 this year, 9 games through 2 seasons, and then they win 11. But they lose the division on a tiebreak, or the Vikings or the Packers or the Bears go 12-5, right? Lions are 11-6. Another team in the division 12-5. Are we sitting here? Oh well, this guy's no better than Jim Caldwell. He's not getting us anywhere. That's an 11-win season. That's the most wins you've had since 91. 12-4?
No, I think Caldwell won 11 games his first year.
Yeah, but the most since like that's the highest feat outside of Caldwell since. Like, there's no, where I'm getting at, Terry, is there's no team that's won more games than that, a Lions team, since 91. Like, that's quite impressive. And he's doing it in his 3rd year.
But they did it in Caldwell's first year, so
yes.
we're going to ignore that year?
We're not going to ignore it. We're going to put it into context. He comes in, 11-win team, followed by 7 wins, and then 9, and then 9.
Well, I know, but you're saying they haven't won 11 since 91. So let's skip that first year of Jim Caldwell.
No.
That never happened.
No. What I'm saying is, if you look at the Lions' history, they'd never won more than 11 games since 91. Right? And this would be an 11-win team.
Correct.
Yeah,
They've
it is.
won 11 games.
More than 11.
Oh, more than
Yeah,
11.
yeah,
So
yeah.
now you're talking about they're going to win 12 now.
Well, they're trending upwards, right? So what is the expectation if I give you that timeline? They win 6 this year. They win 11 the following. The conversation we're having is, hey, Dan, if you don't win the division this year, you're done. It's that simple.
That's not true.
How?
They're not. If he wins 11 games in year 3.
And they regress, and they don't win the division.
No, baby boy. They could win 10 and not win the division. They're not going to fire him.
What the hell's the difference between him and Caldwell then?
He's not going to
Two guys that can't get it done in 4 years? That's what I see.
With this franchise, if you're talking about Dan Campbell winning 21 games in 2 years, there's no way in hell he's going to get fired. In fact, if you get on here talking about firing him, I'm going to fight you.
Fire him
You
after 4
can't-
years?
If he wins 21 games in 2 years, hell no, he's
And
not
you
going
haven't
to
won a division yet in 4 years? What
No,
the hell's the difference between him and Caldwell then? Caldwell won 18 games in 2 years.
Well, the difference is Caldwell won 11 and then went 9, 9, 9, and 7.
then this guy did
And now
3,
this
6,
guy,
11, 10.
If he goes 11 and 10, you're going to fire him? No. Say it with a straight face.
Yeah.
All right.
What is the difference?
all
I
right,
have not
no.
accomplished, Terry.
All right, honey bun.
I
Here,
haven't-
shut up. I'm going to put you on. Tell me, look at me in the face and say, T, if Dan Campbell wins 11 games in his 3rd year and then 10 games his 4th year and doesn't win the division, I'm going to fire him.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, here's what you haven't looked at. He's going to make the playoffs both years.
Okay.
Does he win playoff games?
I don't know that.
He might.
Well, let's say he does.
Let's say he wins a couple playoff
Let's
games.
say if he wins 2 playoff games, that's tough to fire him. I would say no, you wouldn't fire him. But if he goes to the playoffs and does what Caldwell does, 0-1 and then 0-1 again, 0-2 total, what does that do for me? He has a ceiling. He's identified to me that he can't win a division and he can't win a playoff game. Why am I going to keep him after year 4?
It doesn't say that.
It does.
It says he hasn't won one. It doesn't say he can't win one.
Oh my God.
But think about it, baby boy.
Think about it. What we were outraged that we got rid of Jim Caldwell. And here's a guy who, instead of averaging in a 2-year stretch, 21 wins in a 2-year stretch, hypothetically, compared to 18. There's a 3-win difference. Both have not won a playoff game. Both have not won the division. Would I be as hard on Dan Campbell, realistically, going into that 5th year, if you wanted to give him a 5th year? I'd be open to it. But, Terry, if the conversation is he's lost 2 playoff games, they weren't competitive, they haven't even competed for the division.
Well, now you just added something else.
No.
That's what you do.
Well, you brought up playoffs, Terry. You brought up the playoffs. So if he's 0-2 in the playoffs, you haven't competed for the division outside of 1 year, where you were 1 game back to, let's say, a Minnesota, it doesn't matter who. And then the following year, you don't even compete for the division. You're just a wild card team. That matters. Context matters. You keep him for what? So you maybe get in the wild card again? Are you trying to win the division? Now, forget all the hypotheticals. If he does go out and win 11 games, I think this is the guy likely that's going to win you a division. You don't win 11 games on accident in your 3rd year. You don't regress after, typically based on NFL history. By year 3, well, actually year 4 technically, based on this timeline, imagine the roster you're going to have. This is not going to be the Lions team right now, young, up and coming, we're excited about it. No. This is going to be one of the better rosters in the NFL because you have Brad Holmes in charge. So yes, I would be extremely disappointed if after 4 years you haven't won a division or a playoff game and you've been to 2. Is that not disappointing? And that very well may be with a new franchise quarterback.
Honey bun, let me tell you, if they win 11 games, if they win 21 games in 2 years, there's not going to be disappointment in this city. There'll probably be a parade, partially because the Lions I don't think they've ever won 21 games in 2 years. They didn't do it under Wayne Fontes. He didn't get fired. I just think if this man brings his team from a 3-win team to one that's won 11 and then 10, yeah, you might be disappointed because you didn't win a title. Okay, disappointment doesn't mean fire. Disappointment doesn't mean he can't win it that 3rd year or that 5th year. He's knocking on. If he wins 11 and then 10 games, he's knocking on the door, buddy.
He's knocking on the door, Terry. We're talking about knocking on the door with what we believe 3 years from now will be one of the better rosters in football. Yes or no? Based on that timeline,
it should be, but we don't know.
Let's say
that
in the
for
NFC.
Sure.
Let's say in the NFC,
okay,
not
yes.
even in the NFL. Let's say it's a top 5 roster in the NFC. Okay, and you're going to tell me that we're going to sit here and Lions fans are actually going to accept no division title, no playoff wins?
Yes, they will accept that.
Well,
they've accepted it for decades.
I don't care. No, see, that's why I actually think it'll be a lot more different this time around. I don't believe this to be the case because there are people in the building who know what they're doing. I think Brad Holmes is phenomenal. You can't convince me that Sean McVay could keep his job in Los Angeles winning 9, 10, 11, 10 games. No chance. His first 4 years, if he doesn't win a division, if he doesn't win multiple playoff games, if he doesn't get to a Super Bowl, and then they regress and they're only in the wild card and they're not back winning the division, you think Sean McVay's job isn't on the hot seat?
You know,
this applies to any coach.
Who kept his job for years doing that? Marvin Lewis in Cincinnati. Then finally he lost his job.
Terry, he won 5 division titles.
But he couldn't win the playoff games.
I don't give a damn. He was winning the division every other year.
So all you care about is division titles.
But when you win the division, Terry, you show me that you're good enough to go host a playoff game and try and win it.
And
yes,
then,
he was
and then
a
you
disaster.
lose. What difference does it make?
Yes, they didn't win playoff games. Yes, you're absolutely correct. But we're going to sit here and compare a guy who in 4 years hasn't won the division in Jim Caldwell, another guy potentially in Dan Campbell who didn't win the division in 4 years, and then we're going to compare it to Marvin Lewis who in his tenure won more divisions than they coached. Come on.
And lost in the playoffs.
Endless playoff games, endless disappointments.
The main thing is to win a championship. I'm not talking about division titles. Screw that. You're supposed to compete for a Super Bowl.
How do you compete for a Super Bowl when you can't win your division, you can't win a fucking playoff game, and then we're going to say, oh, well, Lions fans will accept it? The hell out of here.
They will. And because you don't win your division doesn't mean you can't win a playoff game.
Unreal. We're going to go. I need a break.
And you cussed.
And I swore. God damn you, Terry. When we get back, take it or leave it. I'm going to ask Terry a few questions. Should be fun. Lady Jane's is where you need to get your haircut or your beard taken care of. Their awesome stylists will take care of you like they take care of me, of course. Walk in anytime, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. No appointment necessary. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer, Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Odds-Trader.com is the #1 site for your game day bets. Play-by-play updates, live scores, and the best price on every game from multiple sports books. Go to Odds-Trader.com right now, or you can download their app from the App Store today for your best bet.
All right. 8:49, Terry, take it or leave it. We'll start with Jeff Okudah. All right?
Okay.
I'm going to ask you some questions. You tell me whether you're going to take it and run with it, or you're going to leave it and run without it.
Okay.
Jeff Okudah will have a better season than Trayvon Diggs? Take it or leave it.
I'm going to leave it. I think he's going to improve. He'll be fine, but no, he won't be as good as Trayvon Diggs.
Fair enough.
Trayvon is old.
Fair enough. Next question, Terry. The Detroit Lions this season, take it or leave it, will be a wild card team.
I'm once again going to leave it. They're not ready yet. Let's talk about next season.
All right, fair enough. DeAndre Swift, 1,500 yards from scrimmage. Take it or leave it.
I'm going to leave that too. And because I don't Swift may not be, I mean, he's going to be your number one, but he's not going to be number one with a star. You got another guy, Jamal Williams, who's very good. He's going to get some carries. The NFL is different now. It's a two-back league, and I don't trust Swift staying healthy. You know, maybe he's not going to miss 8 or 9 games. Maybe he'll miss 2 or 3 here. But Williams is a guy that appears to want carries, wants more leadership, wants to be more of a focal point. So Swift will be 1A rather than just 1.
All right, take it or leave it. Dan Campbell will be a dark horse candidate for head coach of the year.
I'm glad you used the term dark horse candidate. I'm going to take that one. I think the way coach of the year works is it's not necessarily the best coach in the league. It's the coach that drags his team the furthest from an awful season. Last year, he won 3 games. This year, at worst, the Lions will win 6. And people look, he doubled it. But I believe he'll go 7 or 8 wins. And that's going to make him a dark horse. He won't win it, but he'll be in it.
I'll say this. I think he can win it without winning the division. I do.
I thought you couldn't do anything without winning the division in your eyes.
I mean, Terry, that's a whole different conversation. But I think if he's a 10-7, again,
if he's 10-7, he'll be one of the top 3 guys.
I think he'll be a finalist. And I think you have to consider him for coach of the year, even without the division, because you are 10-7, obviously a wild card team. What happens in the playoffs, I think, is irrelevant to the voting. But still, at the end of the day, I'm looking at this guy saying, whoa, Terry. Took over one of the worst regimes with Quinn and Patricia.
Right.
Awful roster last season. A young roster, not a finished product. And speaking of young rosters, this is a very inexperienced defense. And whether or not that's going to be a concern, we'll get to later. But I see 10-7. He's a top 3 finalist. And I think the only way somebody can beat him out if he's a 10-win coach this year is if they have a Matt LaFleur type season, right? 13-4, 14-3, and it's astounding record. Or there's another coach that took over a bad situation and wins his division. Well, then we have to say, all right, well, fair's fair. One accomplished one more thing than the other.
Or he can lose it against an established coach who finishes with 13 wins who hasn't won it in a while. A lot of times they give it to a guy that has a reputation. They look up and say, he hasn't won it in like 8 or 9 years. Let's give it to him. So, I mean, let's pretend Andy Reid is never won coach of the year. A guy like that could be named coach of the year if he wins 12 or 13 games. I think Dan Campbell will be a strong candidate with 8 wins.
Yeah, I would say a candidate. He would be in the conversation. I don't think he'd be a finalist, top 3. No way. No way with an 8-win,
top 5
8-win season. Maybe, just maybe. Terry, take it or leave it. And Jared Goff will throw for more than 4,200 yards this season.
He will probably be trailing in a lot of games. I'm going to take that one. I think he'll be right around there. To me, yardage for a quarterback doesn't necessarily mean if a quarterback is having a great or terrible year. I mean, let's say if the Lions are a really good team and they're hopping on people right off the bat, he won't pass for 4,200 yards. But if they struggle early in games and they're trying to fight back, he will pass for 4,200 yards. So I think he's going to go upfield a little bit more than he did. He's got better wide receivers. And I think the Lions are going to have to play from behind. He's going to have to be like Matthew Stafford was here. Remember, he didn't win a Super Bowl here, but Stafford brought you back in games and won with last-minute drives. I think we will see more of that with Jared Goff, and so that's why he will pass for 4,200 yards.
I'm going to agree with you. I do think 4,200 yards is very achievable for Jared Goff. If you just break it down by averages, Terry, he only needs to average 247 yards a game. That's a guy, the 3 years prior to his last season in Los Angeles, did that easily. It's not an issue for him. And I think with this offense, what you've seen in camp, the wide receivers, Chark coming onto the scene, you have an Amon-Ra St. Brown, you have a receiving back in DeAndre Swift, you have TJ Hawkinson. Yes, health is a concern, but these players play a majority of the games this season. Yeah, I put my money on Jared Goff to hit the over.
Now, how about this, brother man? If the Lions' offensive line is the 26th best in the league, then he won't.
He's dead.
He's dead. He'll be
dead just like
he'll
Justin
be an ink
Fields
spot
is.
on the field.
Oh, God.
But I don't believe that to be the case, so that bodes
man.
well for him.
All right, my final one for you, Terry. Take it or leave it. The Detroit Lions will finish second in the NFC North.
Can we go with ties? If they tie,
Yes,
is that okay?
That counts.
I'll say third. I still think Green Bay and Minnesota are better, and they'll finish third, but close to Minnesota and Green Bay. And the Bears were going to be way back.
Oh, man. You know what would be bad? Look, it's easy to say this about any team, but it is the NFL. But you look at the Bears this year, those are two very winnable games for any team, not just the Lions. You look at the Bears and say, if we bring our game to town, we should win this game.
But you got them going 0-17.
I do.
Are you serious about that?
Oh, yeah, I'm very serious.
Okay.
Oh, God. All right, well, Terry, that was my questions for you for the day. Hope you enjoyed it. Nothing to be nervous about, as you would tell me.
I was not nervous. You were nervous on Friday. And next Friday, I'm going to give you some more questions.
Way you phrase it, it's like I got to answer some weird questions.
Dude, I didn't say weird. I said interesting.
Oh, God.
I'll give you some weird questions.
Go for it.
Nah.
Look at her, just coming in, butting in, and then offers nothing.
You know,
What are we doing
well, let me.
That's what I do. I offer
Let's challenge
nothing.
her a little bit. Today is a dreary day.
Yes, it's perfect for my birthday. I love this.
And I'm like, man, this is not a good day. Maddie's like, oh, no, it's a good day. I love it. I love it when it's dark and dreary and everything.
I love this on the golf
In
course in
fact,
Scotland.
she does not like summer.
I hate summer.
But, you know, you get to put on your little shorts and go out, put your sunglasses on, and have a good time.
I don't even own a pair of flip-flops.
I mean, I don't either.
And the sandals I have right now, I'm wearing socks.
Just give up, Terry. Give up.
Oh, no, you can't give up. So, your favorite day of the year is probably like February 8th or something like that?
No, my favorite is October.
Okay.
It's November 23rd, my birthday. That's her favorite day.
Is that because
Ooh. It's my new favorite day is
Thanks for
November
the shot.
23rd because it's my husband's birthday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Terry's some freaks on the show.
I
Anyway,
thought she didn't have a husband.
you know, I wanted to revisit something just for a minute.
Okay.
Gotta get the hell away from this.
I'm scared.
Top of the hour coming up in just a few minutes. But Terry, you know, we talked about this hypothetical concept for Dan Campbell.
Yes.
And while you were answering the questions in the back of my mind, I was playing some scenarios in my head. I'm like, you know what? It's a little bit unfair. All right.
Oh, so you changed your mind already?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm not changing my mind. I want to throw a bone here. See if we can find some common ground.
Okay.
Okay. Whether it's 11, 10 wins, I don't care the order. I think at the end of the day, after 4 years, or hell, even after 3 years, Terry, we've seen enough football games to know if this is working. Is that fair to say?
We should know, yes.
We knew after 3 years, is it fair for me to say, we knew after 3 years with Caldwell that he was losing against teams with a winning record. Yeah. That was a trend.
Caldwell also had one of the worst general managers
I agree.
he had to deal with.
I do agree. But still, you saw the trend, right? Mm-hmm. Granted, we saw it with Matthew Stafford technically as well, but he broke that trend easily. And then we start to realize, oh, wait, maybe it is an organizational thing. It was really never the quarterback, whatever. I'm not going to read you all of history right now. But the point is, at the end of the third year or the fourth year, however far along we want to project into the 6-year term that Dan Campbell has signed, at the end of the day, you're going to watch enough football games to walk away and say, I believe that this guy is taking us in that direction, because wins are deceptive. Wins are deceptive. If you want to use Marvin Lewis as an example, I wouldn't, because he's won the division, but that's fine. Like, wins can be also deceptive. You can have a good and bad year, good and bad, good and bad. And what does that mean about you, right? The Lions are famous for this. 4th place schedule, 1st place. Back in the 90s. 1st place schedule, 4th place. Well, what does that mean? Like, and no one refers to Wayne Fontes as one of the greatest head coaches that, ever coached, not only in town, but the NFL. His standard is a lot of failure, a few good moments. That's not very good coaching. And I want whoever's coaching this team to be a very good coach. And that comes with expectation, divisions, playoffs. That's the reality. So I think where I want to get at least moving forward is, we can agree you're going to watch enough football games, Terry, where we're not even going to be judging just off of wins only. You're going to be judging off player development, performance, how the GM is doing, who the quarterback is. The quarterback might be a different person by then, and it probably will be. Who knows? Or you could have great starts to the year and then fall off, like the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals have had back-to-back 10-plus win seasons. But you don't feel good about them, right? So context matters. So I don't want to just look at the number, because if I just look at the number, you're right, I'm being very unfair. But I think after watching all those games and how they play out, you have to have an answer by then. I don't think you need any longer.
And I'm not going to yell at you. Would you have fired Wayne Fontes after 5 or 6 years? Because basically,
when was that, 94 or 95?
Yeah, 94. Because basically he was winning 10, then 6, 10, and then 6. And then the debate
so
to
Wayne
fire
Fontes,
him.
Fontes took over in 89.
Yes.
Right? So 7-9, 6-10, 12-4.
Yes.
NFC Championship game, they lose it, but the first division, right? And then they go 5-11.
Right.
And I think after that 5-11 year, we have to have the conversation. You better win this year. Because if you don't, there's no reason to keep you. I don't think you can fire a guy who wins you a division, gets you to an NFC Championship game the year after. So I think I keep him definitely for the 5th year, which he wins the division that year. But they go 10-6, and they're not really the best team. It's just kind of a weak division. And then 9-7, 3rd place in the division. 10-6, 2nd place in the division. Winning seasons, previous track record of winning division games.
Okay,
or
so
division
you would
titles.
keep him.
It's tough to keep him. It's tough to let him go after 9-7. But I think they let him go at the right time, 5-11. He took it to 10-6 at the end, and then it was 5-11, done. That's it. Because he's given you 2 division titles. Like, that's a tough concept for me to wrap my head around. I think the way they fired Fontes was good. After the 9-7 year, you could bring that argument and say, they should have fired Fontes after 9-7.
He was on the hot seat after 9-7.
And that's fair. And if he would have won 9 games or less, I would have fired him. But he won 10. There was improvement. You were 2nd in the division. But the problem is, context matters. You lost both playoff games. And you weren't relatively relevant. Those weren't even competitive games. So,
now, in hindsight, I have been talking for the last few years, talking to guys who played for Wayne Fontes. During the time they were actually playing for him, fire Wayne Fontes? Absolutely not. Ridiculous. How do you even bring up a question like that? But now, in hindsight, guys are saying, well, maybe Wayne wasn't the right guy to lead us. If we had somebody else, we could have accomplished more. I think, in a way, players were telling me that when Wayne was the coach. Because I'll tell you a story. I was rough on the secondary. I said, dude, you give up big plays too much. So William White, who played under there, grabbed me and led me to a room. I'm assuming it was the defensive backs room. He had this screen up. It was on a play, and he said, I want you to count how many yards off the line of scrimmage. I don't know what this defensive back is. So I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's 11 yards off the line of scrimmage. And it was a first down play. It wasn't like it was 3rd and 30 or something. It was 1st and 10. And then he said, what are we supposed to do? And I said, maybe you got a point there. So maybe players were telling me then Wayne wasn't the right guy.
And so I wasn't born.
Right.
So I'm really going based off history and what I've collected. But information like that, if that's available to me, Terry, after 9-7 or 10-6, he's gone. He's gone. I have the team. We're winning games with a bum. Imagine if we had a good guy in the room, right?
Right.
So that's the way I would think. We're going to take a quick pause, Terry. Special guest walking in any moment now. Top of the hour. We are going to get to the Detroit Lions Fan Fest. Is it finally time to end the drought? Of course, at 9:17, should we be concerned with how young this defensive room is? The oldest player, I believe, is Charles Harris at 29, then Tracy Walker, 27. It's a pretty young group.
And Tracy Walker's kind of the leader of this.
Absolutely.
At age 27.
But, Maddie, I need you to tell everybody about our good friends over at Cintron.
Yes, Cintron is the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings, and Cintron has now combined all 3 of their delicious flavors into a limited edition sampler pack. Try Cintron's great tasting cranberry, classic and sugar-free, all at once. Pre-order today at cintronworld.com/Red Wings. Get energized with Cintron. Let's go, Red Wings.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Bedrock Detroit, Mikey, I'm going to kill you. Open all summer long, Memorial Day to Labor Day. There will be basketball, roller skating, mini golf, art installations, live music, and food trucks. We're going to be there on the 25th having a good time. Make sure you come out and support.
Are you going to be out there line dancing?
Yeah, maybe.
Are you a line dancer?
I'm a good dancer. Make sure.
No, I didn't. You don't have to be a good dancer to be a line dancer. You just have to know the steps.
Just go with the flow. Just go with the flow.
Just like he said he was a good cook.
We're back here on the Morning Woodward Show, top of the hour, brought to you, of course, by Bedrock Detroit. And we have a very special guest in the studio, making her official return to the studio in what's been, 8 months?
8 months.
Kennedy freaking Broadwell, welcome back.
And we like Kennedy.
Thanks, everyone.
Because we were saying, well, the secret person, do we like them? And he said, probably. Most people will.
I wasn't sure.
Some
Public
people
opinion sometimes.
do.
There's a few that don't like you.
Who cannot like Kennedy?
You'd be amazed.
It's amazing.
people.
A lot. A good handful.
We'll tell everybody in the chat how Montana is.
Oh, hi, everyone in the chat. Montana is fine.
Okay.
Okay, so you're lying about that. Next.
How close is Montana to what we see in Yellowstone?
Not at all. Like, if you say that to people in Montana, they'll get, really,
what do you
really
mean?
mad
Say
at
what?
you.
Really pissed?
If you, compare it to Yellowstone. Like, the people that are actually
probably
from
doesn't know what
Montana
Yellowstone
hate
is.
Yellowstone.
Do you know what
The
Yellowstone
show.
is?
Isn't Yellowstone the park?
Well, yes, but
It's
it's also a
also
show.
See,
we got to explain to Adam. There's a
Jesus.
very popular show called Yellowstone.
That I have heard
with
of,
Kevin
by the way.
Costner.
Well, you didn't sound like it.
Well, we could have been talking about the park.
Yeah, but everyone knows we were talking about the TV show. Except for
park-
him, apparently.
The park's fine, though. I've been there.
You guys confuse the hell out of me to this day. I don't know what to say to that. Anyways.
Why?
How's the job treating you?
The job is fun. Football season is soon, so I'm going to be like super busy. And I have to do like a sports extra
There's
show
no
every
football team
Friday.
in Montana.
There's high school and there's college.
FCS, bum. Learn to love it.
Yes.
There's Montana State.
Yep.
University of
And there's
Montana.
Montana.
Are they any good?
Yeah, they were in the championship
Yeah,
last
Montana
year. The
State.
Bobcats were.
Like in their own state?
No.
No,
In the FCS.
Yeah. Division, whatever it is.
Yeah, well, the FCS.
How
Division
do I
1A.
know? They're not on my damn TV. How the hell am I supposed to
Trey
know?
Lance was on North Dakota State, the team that won last year. She watched North Dakota State football.
That's amazing.
That's not Montana, though.
It's
Well,
not
no,
Montana,
but
though.
they played
isn't
Montana
Isn't
State.
it technically above Montana?
Who?
North Dakota?
No, they're equal.
Side
to
by
them.
side?
Yeah.
All right. I'm getting there.
At least
All
you're
right.
learning
Montana
something.
is next to Washington.
All of that geography that way, it's fake to me. These aren't even real states. I'm not sure. So
These ones are Montana.
Montana,
Oh, okay.
I had no idea where I was driving through the whole time I was going out there. The Dakotas, there's nothing there.
No.
Have you been
Nothing
evicted yet or
exists.
no?
Been evicted?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Nothing?
They're
Any
thinking about
interesting
it.
stories?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I can't put anyone on blast.
It's okay. You could just give them a different name.
Well, how about this? Does Montana have buffalo?
Yes, there are
Okay.
buffalo there.
Have
Do you eat them?
Been up as a buffalo kicked you or anything?
No.
I don't think
Or
she'd be
snorted
here.
at you?
No.
That's the first question you asked,
I don't think
Terry?
she'd be here.
But there are a lot of big cats there. Moose. I've seen a couple moose.
Yeah.
That's been cool. And bears. I saw lots of bears when I was going through Yellowstone. So
Have you hooked up with a cowboy yet?
no. Okay. And I covered our big rodeo last week.
So you tried to make it happen.
If they weren't all married, so fast. I did this story where I was behind the chutes with all the cowboys, and I didn't know that's also where they get changed. So I saw so many naked cowboys.
That's
I
good
was
for you.
in heaven, and I was like, why don't I do this all the time?
That's good for you.
So not only
Yeah.
did they have bears and moose, but you saw some snakes.
So what
There you
you're
go.
telling us is we need to add a changing room here at Woodward Sports. And this
I
would be
did
a
not say
desirable work
that.
environment.
Ain't nobody want to see none of y'all.
Yeah, very good.
What about
point.
Jazzy Jeff? Young guy.
Still no, he's been called.
What about Thor? You wouldn't
Who's
want-
Thor?
Who's Thor?
That's what's the guy?
Who's Thor?
He comes
Spencer?
In, no, not Spencer.
I was like, no.
No.
Who's Thor?
Love him,
Who's
but
the kid with the
no.
long blonde hair? And he's
Blonde
young.
hair?
Fletch?
Huh?
Fletch?
No, not Fletch.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's
I don't
on
know
our
who-
show sometime.
He's on our show sometimes.
Alex Westfall? But that's
No,
not.
he replaces
Owen?
Alex.
Oh, yeah,
Owen?
Owen.
Owen's not
Yeah,
Thor.
that's who you're talking
Owen.
about.
He
Owen
looks
not
like
blonde
Thor. That's
hair,
what I
though.
call him, Thor.
That's not blonde hair.
Do you talk to Sawyer at all?
I do talk. I was actually at a wedding 2 days ago, and all of Sawyer's friends were
Where
there.
does he live again?
Louisville.
Louisville? So he's the Eastern time zone, right?
Louisville. I can't really say it how I'm supposed
Louisville.
to. Are you calling him right now?
I am, yeah.
He's probably busy, ding dong.
I don't give a crap.
I know you don't.
I call everybody. I don't
Yeah,
care.
he does. You really
That's
don't
what the
care.
show's for. Answer
The
your
show
goddamn
is for
phone,
calling
Spencer.
people.
God damn it, Sawyer. All right. Well, I'm never going to call you again, Sawyer, just so you know.
He blew his shot.
He blew his shot.
But yeah, he's good. But I'll put Sawyer on blast.
How long
I don't
you in
care.
town?
Huh?
How long are you in town?
Today.
Oh, that's it?
I literally. I came in town really to get my hair done down the street, but then I figured I'd pop in and see you guys
Oh, well,
first.
excuse us. We're not good enough for it.
Do they have hair
I
salons
do,
in
actually.
Montana?
God damn you
Barely.
Barely.
Dude,
I bet
sorry,
that's
Chad.
rough.
Sorry, Chad. Sorry, Chad. Love you, Chad.
God damn you guys.
I get my hair done at Lady Jane's. I actually used to when I was little. They used to cut my hair.
Really?
How do you know?
Yeah.
Interesting.
'Cause
Well,
my
look,
dad was
I got to ask you
at
one
one
more
of the
question
locations.
before I got to kick you out.
Okay.
All right? This football season,
Mm-hmm.
do you want to be a part of our shows?
If you tell me to, are you going to tell me to fly here and be the Cuervo zone again?
No,
I was going
no.
to say because I can't do that anymore in the mornings. No more tequila mornings.
What's the time zone difference again?
2 hours.
2 hours?
So
yeah.
it's
Maddie's got the
so
tequila
it's
zone.
7:15 right now in Montana.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Oh, so you could wake up and do a 5-10 minute call.
Sure.
Oh yeah, sure.
All right, we're gonna have to have a conversation.
Sure.
Sure.
Do they have airports in Montana?
There are.
There are. Okay.
I flew out of Bozeman, but you can also fly out of Helena, where I live. Great Falls has an airport. Almost every city, I say that generally.
Have you slept with a bear yet, or no?
Have I slept with a bear?
Are you trying to, or no?
Are you talking about men that kind of look like bears?
No,
or...
bears, actual bears.
No.
All right.
No, she's already said the Cowboys
I'm
are
just
cute
curious. That's all.
She doesn't need the bear. She likes the Cowboys.
She's out in nature. God knows what the hell you got to do there to
I
survive.
live downtown.
Whatever.
I'm not in nature.
Are there ever like moose that walk in the middle of downtown randomly?
No, mostly deer.
No, that's whatever.
If
That's
we
not
get deer
interesting.
here.
Yeah. The deer in Montana are much cuter than the deer here. I don't know.
How are they cuter? Our deer here are pretty cute.
They're shorter and they're fluffier, and I love them.
Oh.
They have tried to come at my dog a few times, so it's kind of scary.
All right. Well, Kennedy, so good to see you again.
Great
Hope
to
everything's
see you.
going well. Wish you nothing but the best. We got to
Thanks.
talk soon.
Okay.
If you need anything, let us know. And I'm going to kick you out.
Okay.
Now, what do we call people from Montana? Like here, we're Michiganders. What are they?
Montanans.
Montanans.
Are you serious?
No, there's not a Y in it. It's Montanan. But I say Montanians.
Montanians. Terry, give me your hillbilly voice on that one.
Please.
No, you can't do hillbilly. How do they talk in Montana?
Like us.
Yeah, like normal humans.
Oh, no, they're normal?
Yeah, they don't have twangs
Oh,
or
okay.
anything.
Well, there goes that.
No, it's still funny when you do it, though.
Montana!
I'm Montana.
No, I'm going to do this next one in my best Montana.
Please, God.
Maddie, could you have a seat over there, darling?
Yes.
I'm
Let
going to
me
need you
get
to
out of
tell
your spot.
everybody at home
The only thing you need me for.
about Guardian Alarm.
Yes, our friends at Guardian Alarm, well, they know it's summertime. In summertime, you're spending time outside, so that means you need your home protected. Just call 1-800-STAY-OUT today.
Stay
and you
out.
can rest easy knowing you have 24/7 protection. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT right now. And let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
I hate you.
Hi, my dad.
That guy's got problems.
With an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
When you need apparel, there is no place but Big Frog in Novi. And right now, all month long, you can get yourself a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, I said a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month of August at Big Frog in Novi. All you have to do is stop in, let them know we sent you, and they will print you one on the spot. So visit Big Frog Novi today, or you can visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
All right, Terry, Detroit Lions Fan Fest over the weekend. Tons of fans showed up. Is this finally the team or the regime that puts this fan base out of their misery?
What is your definition of this team? Are you
How
talking?
so, success-wise?
Okay, you talking about this year's team or the?
No.
Is this the nucleus?
Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, and you could put Jared Goff in there if you wanted to, but I'm not going to look at players. I'm going to look at this regime in terms of leadership. Your head coach, your GM, and your owner.
Well, I can't answer that question because of the caveats that you added to this.
Which is?
They win 21 games in 2 years, and you fire the regime. So
what do you mean?
Is that putting the fans out of their misery?
No. Not firing them is putting them. I mean, success. putting them out of this
Once
drought.
again, your definition, because I gotta figure out what's the Adham definition of success.
A successful season in the NFL?
I don't know what it is. You got to explain it to me.
A successful season in the NFL is first making the playoffs.
Okay.
But that's in a one-year vacuum, right? You want to make the playoffs every year. That's your goal. Also winning the division. If you can't win your division, you'll settle for being a wild card team. But in a 3, 4, 5-year window, you would like to win the division once, or dare I say twice, in 5 years. Once every 3 years would be nice. So success, to me, is consistency. I'm not asking for the division every year. I'm not. You can win the division next year and finish in second or third place, hell, the following year. This is how the NFL works. Now, do you have your anomalies where you have New England that absolutely steal the division for almost 15, 20 years with Tom Brady? Yeah, that happens. Yeah, that happens. But you know what? In every other division, a division with Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Deshaun Watson now, they have to figure out how they're going to win the division. So everyone's definition of success, I think, is variant on your situation. You go to the AFC West. If Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs don't win the division, but they're a 11-6 wildcard team, I don't think anybody is outraged that the Raiders or the Broncos or the Chargers finish 12-5. It's a tough division. It's the hardest division ever in NFL history. So in the Lions situation, I think this year, improve. I think minimum of 7 games, you could get me sold on this is heading in the right direction. But if in year 3 you sit there at 8-9, 7-10 again, I'm not sold on the head coach. Do I feel confident in the GM? Absolutely I do. Do I believe he's going to put a roster together that should compete and win the division? Yeah, I do. But coaching matters in the NFL. And we're going to figure out if Dan Campbell's the guy over the next few years.
All right, I'm not going to call you an odd bird. I'm going to call you a slightly odd bird.
Why is that?
Because you mentioned win the division, win the division, win the division.
Yeah.
To me, winning playoff games is more important. Because if you win the division and lose...
If you win your division, Terry, what do you do in the playoffs? You're hosting what?
You're hosting, which the Lions have done before, and they lost that game.
Absolutely.
I think you should be talking about playoff success.
How can you talk about playoff success when you can't even win your own division?
Because people do win playoff games as wild cards. That's happened before.
Yes, they do. They absolutely do. But the teams that show a level of consistency and are strictly contending year in and year out are the teams that are winning their divisions.
I need another favor from you.
Go for it.
I need you to say they need to win the division and playoff games.
Yeah, you asked me in a vacuum, right?
But you never mentioned the playoffs.
How can I mention the... Okay.
You don't mention it. That's all I'm saying.
Terry.
No,
I don't even want to have a conversation.
No. Here's what you do.
I don't even want to have a conversation about winning playoff games, Terry. When the reality is, I can take you seriously as a football team when you win your division. Now, there are outliers, right? Some divisions are just awful. You have an 8-10 team, or 8-9 team, 7-10. We've seen a 7-9 team win the division before. There are outliers, but when you win your division, you have told me that from September all the way up until early January, you were one of the better teams in your division. Not only your division, in your conference. And you were able to play meaningful football games all year, which means I trust you to go into the playoffs and win playoff games. It works hand in hand.
All right, let me ask you a
question. And like there are teams that don't win the division and win playoff games.
This is going to determine if I ever talk to you again.
Oh, God.
All right. What would you rather do? Be a wild card team and win a playoff game, or win a division and lose the playoff game?
Win a division and lose the playoff game. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Are you serious?
Terry,
oh my God.
We're looking at this like a chance. If you win your division, you have proven that over a 17-game schedule, you were the best team in your division. So that next season, yes, let's say you have a disappointing loss in the divisional round or the wild card round, depending on your seeding. Let's say you do lose that game and you go home early. You are expected to win your division again next year and be in the same situation to host a playoff game, where I'll take my chances hosting a playoff game.
You're really precious.
Instead of just, I sneak into the wild card and we win a playoff game. Oh my God.
Fanboy, how many teams have won a Super Bowl without winning a playoff game?
None. We're not talking about a Super Bowl, Terry.
I am.
Terry, how can you ask for a Super Bowl? This team hasn't won a division since 94 and a playoff game since 91. Start baby steps. If they make a wild card game and they win a playoff game, great. That's very good. That's a good season. That's a good season. But you know what's impressive? You know what gets me to feel like you're actually going to be a contender? Is when you win your division consistently. The Packers, 13 wins, 3 straight years in a row. They've gotten to 2 NFC championship games. They've won playoff games. They lost last year in the what was it? Were they the 1 seed last year? Yes, they lost in the divisional round. They were a first round exit. They had their bye week. They lost their first game. Disappointing. People are looking at Green Bay even without Devontae Adams this year and saying, yeah, they're going to contend in the NFC. They have a top 5 defense. They have Aaron Rodgers. They have Matt LaFleur. I would rather be in that situation than, oh, well, you know, we're the Philadelphia Eagles. We snuck into the playoffs last year, and nobody thinks we're going to win the division this year. But we may get to the playoffs this year again, and maybe we get lucky and make a run.
Guess what? 2 can play that game. You know, I guess I'd rather be a team that wins the division and sucks in the playoffs and doesn't win any games. Teams like that win the Super Bowl or make it to the Super Bowl every year. No, dude. It's like there's 2 seasons. Yes, winning division is nice. Yes, winning division puts you in position. But if you win the division and are chokers in the playoffs and don't win playoff games, guess what? We're saying the same thing about you. We're kind of saying about Green Bay. Look, Aaron Rodgers. The reason some people are afraid to say this is the best quarterback ever is because he sucks in the playoffs.
If I told you in 3 years, would you rather make the wild card 2 times and win 2 playoff games, or win your division 2 times and win 1 playoff game and get to an NFC championship by having a 1 seed because you were one of the better teams in the conference?
I'd rather win the 1 playoff game and win the division because I'm in the NFC championship game.
Terry, and if you only win 1 wild card game, Garrett, you get to the divisional round, you're on the road against one of the better teams in your conference, the chances of you winning are slim. I am not saying, if you had to give me, if let's say the scenario you gave me, Terry, was, would you rather win your division and lose in the divisional round, or and win a playoff game? Let's say you're a wild card team, but you won your division, and you win the wild card round, you lose in the divisional round. Or Adam, would you be a wild card team and get to the NFC title game? Of course, I would love to get to the NFC title game.
Okay,
Terry.
But Adham, you said I'd rather win the division
because
and
you
lose.
asked me. Because you asked me, Adam, would you rather win a division in a 1-year window and not win a playoff game, or would you rather be a wild card team and win 1 playoff game, not get to an NFC title game, not get to a goddamn Super Bowl, 1 playoff game? I would take the team that's winning a division, which shows me they're one of the better teams in the fucking conference.
You can't advance to the second round of the playoffs without winning the first
round. And you can't
round.
advance to the Super Bowl unless you want to play the anomaly game where you're the Giants that won 2 Super Bowls. Be my guest. Or you can look at the teams that were in the NFC Championship and AFC Championship game. 3 out of the 4 teams were division winners. The only outlier was the Niners.
But guess what? They won playoff games.
I'm not going to get your stubborn head out of this. I can't believe we're actually having a conversation. You're going to stick to a wild card team that wins 1 playoff game over a division winning team, which will next year we'll be having a conversation about, well, they should repeat and win the division again.
But you said you're fine with losing the playoff game.
Yeah, you're going to lose playoff games. You're not going to win every playoff game. And when you have a division contender, a division winner, you show me that you're putting out a product that will be able to go against some of the 4, 5, 6 best teams in the NFC. Getting into the wild card. Look at the Eagles last year. How'd they do in the wild card? We want to point to the Niners. The Niners have a top 5 coach, top 6 coach in Kyle Shanahan. You don't have that in Detroit right now. Sorry, we're not going to agree on this.
You know a Hall of Famer that we took apart was Peyton Manning, because he was great during the regular season, and then once the playoffs started, he was pretty pedestrian until the very end. Yeah, he won a Super Bowl.
He won playoff games though. He got to multiple AFC title games. He lost to Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. He was winning divisions, winning playoff games, winning MVPs, and losing out to Brady most years. Yes, we scolded him, but eventually he got over the top. But while he was struggling, he was winning divisions, winning playoff games. Jesus Christ, Terry, we're not going to agree on this at all. We're not. We're not.
God
you know what we
bless
can
you.
agree on? You know,
What?
we can agree on Terry. The best defense on and off the field is
We already
guarding the
did
line.
that one, dingbat.
Yeah, we did that one.
Did we?
I would agree with you, but I'm not going to agree with you right now.
Yeah, I'm too
You're
angry.
right. They still are.
Yeah, I'm
Guardian
too
Line is
angry.
amazing.
Yeah, well, I'm
but
too
you know
angry.
what's even
He's
better?
discombobulated.
You
I
want
wanna
to know
eat
what's
some
even
lunch.
better than getting your home protected? It's what you're going to eat for lunch.
how do you not?
And Big Boy, they've got ciabattas, summer salads, and hand dip shakes all at Big Boy right now. Try a chicken club, chicken cordon bleu, or a sunrise ham and cheddar on their new grilled ciabatta bread. You heard it here first. Summer just got better at Big Boy.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Also featured on The Roar on 99.1, 93.5, and 94.7 HD2. I barely got that 2 out, but I did.
Well, God bless you. God bless you. Terry, the Lions defense is one of the youngest defenses in the NFL.
Yes.
Charles Harris, Tracy Walker, some of the oldest players on the team, 29 and 27 years old. Is their inexperience a concern for you going into the season with what is, I don't want to say a make or break year, but it really is a year where you're going to be able to establish some sort of culture, some sort of identity in Detroit if you're able to go out there and win football games? Is it a concern for you?
It is a concern, but it's a concern, but it's also an opportunity. It's an opportunity because the NFL is a young man's game, and young men who develop into something are going to win. So yeah, it's a concern short term. Long term, I look at it as a great opportunity. Thank God that they're young. And I view this season as one of learning, one of developing cohesion. I'm not looking for them to win the division. So my expectations aren't 11, 12, 13 victories this year. My expectations are growing as a team, getting better, and try to be that team next year and the year after. So yes, I'm concerned a little bit, but I look at it more as an opportunity. Let's see some growth. Is that okay with you, or do you want to talk about division titles again?
Oh, man. You know what? I actually do agree for the most part. One of the things I'm concerned with, Terry, is communication on defense.
Yes.
That's a big part of playing on defense. Who is the vocal communicator on the field? Typically, you see it at the linebacker position, right?
Yes.
And they're typically the ones moving people around, telling the linemen what to do. Linebacker is one of the weakest parts of this team right now.
Right. And they're either calling plays or getting plays
or
from
they're
the
getting people
sideline.
lined up correctly as well.
I think that guy this year is going to be Tracy Walker.
Very well could be, and we're going to see him in the box a lot. But I think what's important here is you're going to have Jeff Okudah, Mani Owarie, you're going to have Will Harris, you're going to have a lot of players, Tracy Walker, on the field in the secondary. That requires a lot of chemistry and a lot of communication. A lot of them haven't really played much together, right? Mani Owarie even went down towards the end of the year, which was his quote-unquote breakout year, which it was. Jeff Okudah hasn't been available relatively much his first 2 years in the NFL. So they have a lot of chemistry to build. You can build some in camp, but it only truly ever comes on the field. And what I expect to see, and it's something I won't be overwhelmingly upset with unless it happens on a consistent basis, which is there's going to be a lot of busted coverage, especially early on. I don't think it's going to be detrimental to the team long term, but you're going to see it. I am concerned that we're going to see a lot of busted coverage, miscommunication. But I think one of the outliers, or no, I wouldn't say an outlier, but one of the things maybe we're not talking enough about and why the secondary may be better than we expect, definitely has got to be the defensive front, right? I don't think this is going to be a unit that's going to finish bottom 4, bottom 5 in the NFL like they have over the last 6, 7, 8 years. And the quicker the quarterback's got to release, the easier it is to cover the guy in front of you as a secondary player. The easier it is, I wouldn't say easier, but the more likely chance if you have to rush a quarterback, the higher the chances of him making a mistake. And that all could lead to the secondary really blossoming in front of us. But they are young, and so is that defensive front. Charles Harris, I believe, 27. Aquara, I'm not sure. I want to say 25, 26. You have Aiden Hutchinson as a rookie. Pascal as a rookie. You have Aleem going into his second year. Levi going into his second year. Very young. But they can produce. And if it's a produce results business. If that defensive front can be what we expect them to be, which I think top 18, top 20 in the NFL, I think would be a significant jump from 31 last year. I think you're going to cover up a lot of holes that you may have early on.
You'll cover up holes, but what you will do is you will create havoc, and which is good. And you're right. There will be times where there'll be defensive meltdowns or bad plays or brain freezes, whatever you want to call them. What you have to try to do is do that in the second quarter or maybe early third quarter. Don't be the brain freeze team in the last part of the fourth quarter, midway through the fourth quarter. That's what the Lions have done. The thing we always say is the Lions suck. No, here's what the Lions have been. They've been a team, and even before Dan Campbell and all these other guys, they've been a team that will cause havoc, create hell, make teams pissed off at each other because they're in a game with the Lions, and the Lions do something inexplicably stupid late in the fourth quarter to blow games. The Lions don't lose games, they blow games. And that's the thing they must overcome. And that, yes, that happens with the young teams, but some way, somehow, this team must communicate with each other enough where the egregious mistakes they make happen early enough in the game where they can recover from it.
I don't disagree. I really don't. It's a tricky one for me, Terry, because last year I had a hunch that the defense would be more improved than the offense, but that just wasn't the case. I dealt with a lot of injuries, yeah, but at the end of the day, Terry, what's going to make or break this team is can they get to the quarterback and can they stop the run? They struggled against the run last season. And that's why all this hype around Aleem McNeil and even Malcolm Rodriguez, who's been getting a ton of first-team reps. This is where it's stemming from. It's you have a few bright spots that you're hoping can fill some of the gaps you have. And one of the gaps they had last year was run defense.
Yeah, see, that's why they're not ready to win a division.
Absolutely.
Because you've got pieces, but you don't have enough pieces. You have good front line, but you don't have depth yet. That's what they're developing. So that's where the Lions are. Now, next season, you add a little bit more depth. You add maybe a couple more frontline players. Maybe you have something next year.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what I have right now in front of me. I have a great message from the Academy of Warren telling us why we should be enrolling our kids this fall. Maddie?
Yes, it is time to get back to school. So if you're still looking for a place to enroll your child, look no further than the Academy of Warren. They have a brand new state-of-the-art sports zone field house that has a regulation-sized basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field. Let's not forget they have small classroom sizes, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, and so much more. So enroll today at academyofwarren.net.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. It's a beautiful day outside. We've got nothing but glorious things happening today. I love it. I love the rain. No, I don't. I'm actually terrified.
Yeah, but don't you like having a drink on a patio?
I do like patio drinks.
But you can't do that in the
I
rain.
will.
Yeah, you can.
You can.
If the patio doesn't have a top.
Oh, you can sit out there.
Yeah, just sit outside in the rain,
Do
drinking your
you sit outside and drink in the rain?
I'll do it right now. You want me to go out there and drink this lovely thing in the rain?
Like they put 2 tables
shut up. You
out
have
there.
Kool-Aid right now?
Yeah.
Can I have it?
You want it? Take it.
No, it's yours. It's fine.
Take it.
It's okay.
I have more in the house. Take
Fish,
it.
shut the hell up and get back in the booth. Jesus
I
Christ.
can't get over that your girl
birthday.
likes to mess
I
around
forgot
in
you
the
don't
rain.
acknowledge birthdays,
Who?
you dumbbell.
Maddie.
What do you mean she likes to mess around
she
in
likes
the rain?
dreary days.
I mean, messing around in the rain wouldn't be too bad either.
she goes singing in the rain.
God bless you. God bless you. Owen joins us this morning with his top. Terry, this is going to be interesting. His top 5 list. Big Ten players for the upcoming college football season. Owen, the floor is yours.
So basically it's my top 5 players that I think are going to break out in the Big Ten this year.
Yep.
Let's take a look at it right there. There's my list.
All right, Marvin Harrison.
Yes, junior.
Which I agree with. Donovan Edwards, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Amir Speed.
I've been talking about him. This kid has really good length. I like his hands.
It's a very biased list.
Well, okay, I put 2 okay, I wanted to keep it.
I like Jarek Broussard though.
Yeah, I wanted
like
to go
that
2
pick.
State, 2 Michigan, and then I threw Ohio State in there. I like if it's only a top 5 list, especially for like the Big Ten. I could put a billion guys on there.
I would have put JJ in there.
Okay, but we talk about JJ every single day.
I know we do, but I mean, if he plays, he'll breakout year.
Yes, but I like we talk about him every single day. So I was like, you know what, we got to mix it up. So I put Donovan.
But he may not play.
Donovan Edwards is a big guy to me. I think I'm really excited to see what he can do. 6 foot, 200 pounds. He shows patience, letting guys get those blocks for him. He's really a threat out of the backfield as well. And Broussard, the only thing that's down about him would be his size, but the guy's he can come with bursts of speed. I really like his potential, as well as Junior Colson. Somebody's got to fill in for Josh Ross in that defense. Junior Colson is a guy that this Michigan defensive staff is really looking forward to stepping up in a big way.
Terry, what do you think of the list? I think Marvin Harrison is one of those you kind of have to leave off, though, in my opinion, because although I agree he'll have a breakout year, he's also relevant, right? It's him and Smith and Jimba and C.J. Stroud, along with Henderson in the backfield. That's the 4 we talk about with Ohio State. So
yeah,
if you don't want to put J.J., I guess Marvin Harrison probably not. Junior shouldn't be on there.
I thought it would just be chalk to put J.J. in there. Obviously, J.J. deserves to be on that list.
I don't mind.
I can't take this seriously.
Why is that?
Whoa.
2 Spartans and 2 Wolverines.
Okay, well, I could do a list of a billion different. I only get 5 slots, Terry.
Okay, dude. There are 14 teams in the Big Ten. 4 of the five top breakout guys can't be from 2 teams that just so happen to be in the state.
Well, I didn't say
that
Big
you
Ten.
live
I
in.
just said breakout. 5 guys I think are breakout this year.
I can't take it seriously.
I love you, Derek. You're out of here, Kennedy? Yeah.
I'll be back in a little bit after my hair is not.
All right.
All right,
Goodbye.
tell us about Billings when you come
Goodbye.
back.
We'll see you later. We'll see you later, Miss Toledo. Oh, God. All right. Owen?
Yes.
I need some inside info on Michigan State this year. Because we're going to have to turn Terry's head a little bit on this.
Okay.
Right? He doesn't take it seriously. Explain to us why these 2 Michigan State players made your list. Especially Amir Speed.
Wait, I can't hear them. They're chatting.
Oh, God
Say
damn
it one
you.
more time to me.
Explain to myself and Terry.
Yes.
Let's try to get Terry on board with this. Why Speed and Broussard are on this list.
Okay, well, I personally feel like there's obviously Michigan State's biggest weakness right now is the secondary. Amir Speed, they brought in from Georgia coming off a national championship. I've been raving about him. We've talked about him before on this show. I think this guy's got a breakout potential. I liked him covering Jaden Reed, who is at the moment, a top 15 wide receiver in college football. In the spring game, I got to see him up close. This guy's a leader. Xavier Henderson really likes him as well, and I trust him as a captain. I think Amir Speed comes in and makes an immediate impact this season. He only got about, I believe it was 8 starts last year at Georgia, but he played in every game. I think he's going to start every game. He's going to make a big impact in a big way. Obviously, Jarek Broussard, he's going to be that starting running back. People are talking about Jalen Berger. I'm going to tell you right now, it's Jarek Broussard. At the moment,
We have
unless
people
something...
in the chat saying he could be Kenneth Walker 2.0. I don't believe that.
Well, I thought this was interesting, and I was talking to Justin Thin about this. He believes, and the guys that he's talked to on the coaching staff believe that this is the second best running back Michigan State has had in the last 10 years. So
Only
that,
behind Kenneth Walker.
Well, yeah, correct. You can't
Wow.
just replace Kenneth Walker. You know, like you can come close to it. He was the 2020 Offensive Player of the Year in the Pac-12, and that's why when you put a good team around him, I think this guy's bound to pop off. I think that's how good he is.
Terry, change your heart?
No. I think no.
Who else would you want to see? Who's your
no
breakout
matter
player,
what
Terry?
running back they brought in this year, we were going to hear, could he be the next Kenneth Walker?
I do agree with that.
They could have brought in anybody, and we were going to have that conversation.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to replace him. You're going to have to work on replacing his numbers, which I don't even think you can do.
But you can't just like you can't just replace Kenneth Walker. You have to fill in for him. You know, like we talk about replacing those numbers. You can't replace a Walker.
You're replacing a guy who should have been a Heisman finalist.
Yeah, you can't replace that. You gotta get as good as you can, and that's why Mel Tucker went out and got Jarek Broussard. He's very familiar with them, recruited him at Colorado. Now he brings him over. There's a reason why he wanted this kid on his team, and he's got Berger, who's a really good backup as well. But you can't just, we keep talking about replacing. You can't replace that guy. Mel Tucker even said that. It's all about getting that production closer to that, where you can perform better through the passing game, where Peyton Thorne takes that hashtag next step that everyone's talking about on Michigan State football. You got Jaden Reed, Keon Coleman. You got Daniel Barker as well, the tight end transfer from Illinois. He set the school record for touchdown receptions as well. He's going to be a big target. There's a billion different guys I could put on this breakout list. I thought I'd just make it relevant, Terry, to, like, you know, this demographic of fans. So I did 2 Michigan, 2 Michigan State, and then 1 Ohio State to make it unbiased.
Well, Owen, I think you did a decent job.
Smells
well
like
done.
homerism to me.
Good job, Owen. Appreciate it.
Decent, which means he thinks you suck.
God bless. God bless.
Just so you know.
Way to be real with him. Look, I got to tell you where you need to be after work today for all of you, and that's at Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness, your home of the judgment-free zone. Get to any Planet Fitness near you or visit planetfitness.com today to sign up. $0 down, $10 a month. Your fitness is essential. Take it seriously, and remember that Planet Fitness is the perfect place for you to get your workout in, have a good time, and of course, get away from whatever life is throwing at you. Again, visit planetfitness.com or one of their many Metro Detroit locations. We'll see you in just a second.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions.
featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Comes time to getting your job completed on time and on schedule. Uptime matters. That's why Alta Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction. So if you've got a big project coming up, look no further than Alta. They've got you covered. Give them a call today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA today. Alta Equipment, where uptime matters.
All right, Mailbag, get your questions in the chat. Owen, you look nothing like Thor. I don't know how you thought he looks like Thor, Terry.
He's got long blonde hair.
He doesn't have long hair, does he? It's short hair.
It's long sometimes.
Yeah, longer.
It's longer. So yours kind of poofs up on top of your head.
He's
His kind of
he's got like a porcupine thing going on.
yeah. You look more like a porcupine. And his kind of flops down.
Terry, question for you.
I got a question. Wow.
Who were your favorite interviews for each of the Detroit sports teams, and who were the worst?
Oh, wow. My favorite interviews for the Pistons, we'll start there, was Grant Hill. He had something to say all the time and had a lot of insight, I thought. Detroit Red Wings, Paul Coffey. Back in the day, he was another guy that I enjoyed talking to, and a lot of times we just talked about whatever. The Lions, that's a tough one, but I'm going to go with, there's a few on the Lions that are pretty good. I would say Johnny Morton, but it often morphs into silliness. So, but he talked, just because you talk doesn't mean it's good. And my worst interview, I would say Barry Sanders.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm not surprising though. Very introverted, right? Nothing much to say always.
Right.
Very podium non-friendly.
I did not have a lot of success with Lou Whitaker either.
Oh, no way. Interesting. I didn't know that.
He wasn't very outgoing either.
Yeah, I mean with Barry. Hey Barry, what'd you think of the performance today, Barry?
And he asked me questions. I said, dude, I didn't just...
What'd you think?
I didn't just run for 150 yards against Green Bay's defense. I think people want to know what you thought on these certain plays and stuff.
All right, Mailbag question. What do you think of Avila and Illich not speaking? I think it was absolutely the right move. Thank God, because it's better not to have booze during a special occasion like Saturday was, although it would have been justified.
Yeah, that should have been Lou Whitaker's day, because if they had spoken...
There would have been a lot of booze.
Then Chris Illich would have said something stupid.
I'm very pleased with where we're at in this moment. God bless all of you for coming out to the ballpark.
Oh, no, he would have said, we already got a Lou Whitaker on the team. That's Jonathan Scope.
God. Fish, mute your mic. Then stop yelling. Who would you take first, Aaron Jones or Javonte Williams? PPR league. I would take Javonte Williams. I'm going to stick with Javonte Williams. A.J. Dillon is too much of a threat, I think, to the production of Aaron Jones, and he went down. You know what? I'm very biased in this also because I had Aaron Jones towards the end of the season. I traded for him, and he got hurt that exact week, so I'm very upset with him. It's cost me a chance to get to the final, but whatever.
So you can do nothing to...
I mean, I think that's a 60-40 split between him and Dillon, especially in the red zone. But PPR, I expect Javonte Williams to get more involved in the passing game this year. I don't think Melvin Gordon's going to take a lion's share of anything from him. Will Adham bring strippers the Sunday morning after Michigan State beat U of M? If that happens.
At the big house.
We'll see. We'll see. That would call for quite the occasion. I'll tell you what. There won't be a celebration. There's only one celebration that would ever outdo Al Avila getting fired, and that is the Lions getting to a Super Bowl, or dare I say, even winning it. That would be the only thing that could ever top Al Avila getting fired. as of right now.
In order for the Lions to go to the Super Bowl, they have to win playoff games.
And in order for them to get to the playoffs, they should probably win their division
this
because they would be
Mailbag.
hosting a playoff game, which gives them more of a chance to win the game, right? Oh, man. Adam, when will we get your Spartan clothes for the fall? Haven't decided yet.
Here he
haven't
has
made that
the one
announcement.
freaking zip-up that he wears once a week.
That is one of my
when is
favorite
that
zip-ups
conference
ever.
that you're doing?
That is one of my favorite zip-ups I have.
Hey,
do you have a Tuck Coming shirt yet?
I do not.
You got to get one.
Tuck coming.
Hey, when are you doing the
We'll see.
conference thing to decide what team you're doing?
Fish, shut the hell up. Adam, do you think you are going to eat crow on JJ when he starts and takes an L versus MSU? No. JJ McCarthy gives his team a better chance to win football games. He is the better quarterback. He's more talented. He gives them a higher ceiling. And let's be honest, the chances of Michigan State starting 3-0 against Michigan under Mel Tucker is going to be quite improbable. I wouldn't pull it past them, but JJ, it's funny, we talk about JJ's fumble in that game. Nobody talks about the touchdown he threw to Andrew Anthony. That drive would have stalled into a field goal if Cade McNamara was on the field. They wouldn't have been able to drive the ball and throw it downfield like he did to Andrew Anthony in that game. That was J.J. McCarthy. But we don't talk about that. We talk about the convenient fumble because your team collapsed, your defense collapsed, and your quarterback, Cade McNamara, overthrew two people that would have been touchdowns. But hey, blame it on the freshman. I get it. Whatever's convenient for you guys. Next question. What does DJ Chark's full stat line look like? 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns, Terry?
No, that's too ambitious. I think the wide receiver room is stronger. And because of that, I think a bunch of guys are going to contribute. Maybe DJ Chark is more 750, 800. Because they're going to go Ahmad St. Brown. They're going to go in different areas. It's not like you have a number one receiver here with a bullet.
I would agree. I think it's going to be a very balanced offense in terms of who's targeted. Zach asks, Adam, do you think we're getting ahead of ourselves with the Fire Campbell? It's not about Fire Campbell, by the way. This has nothing to do with firing Campbell. But division wins, playoff wins, etc. Let's get back to winning back-to-back seasons. First, as much as I would love to agree, the Lions have, if I'm fair, even if it goes against what I said, the Lions haven't had back-to-back 10-win seasons, I think, in franchise history. I could be wrong, but I believe that's true. So that would be an astronomical feat. But I think context matters, and we talked about it already, and I think we met somewhere in the middle where you're going to watch all those games, and either they're going to be legitimately fighting for the division year in and year out with this guy, and you're going to feel confident in him, or they're going to have a great start and suck like they did the second year with Caldwell, or they're just going to beat the good teams, beat the bad teams and lose to the good. There's so much that could happen that I don't even know. So I think it's very, very impossible to even answer it this morning. I do.
I just find it hard to believe that a GM is going to get up there and say 10-7 is not good enough.
I think 10-7,
and then fire Brad Holmes.
I would agree, but I think context matters. 10-7 is the new 9-8, or 9-7, anyways. In theory, it really is. That's the same as 9-7 almost in today's NFL with 17 games.
Or 9-8 could be.
Either one. You're not overly impressed with either. 11-12 wins, now we're talking. Okay, it's an impressive season, but yes, it's too early to have the conversation. Yes, it is. Why is Chark number one? What about St. Brown? Chark is your prototypical one, right? Can get downfield, vertical, red zone threat. Amon-Ra plays in the slot. Could he be a number one? Who knows? He definitely had a great stretch last season, but that's a wait and see still. Adam or Terry, do you think the Lions coordinators actually believe in their players and expect good things to happen, or are they just saying all this to make the fans excited? I think they think they're good.
I think we will know by the second game of the season, because what coordinators do is this time of season, we're going to be aggressive, everybody looks good, blah, blah, blah. By the second game of the season, they become passive. They make passive play calls. If they're still igniting that locker room with aggressive play calls, going for it on fourth down, that means they believe in their players. If they're sitting back, laying back, trying to let the opponents dictate the tempo, that means they don't believe in them. So we'll find out pretty quickly. We'll know September 15th through 16th, whatever that second game is.
Or ask me in November.
Shut the hell up, Fish.
And we can have that conversation in November, of course.
And here we are. That's it for today's show. Thank all of you for watching and listening in today, whether you're on the app or on YouTube. We appreciate it a ton. Make sure if you're watching on YouTube, you're subscribed to the channel and you drop a like on the video before you exit. And that is all for today. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. We will see you tomorrow, Terry. I'll see you Wednesday.
I'll be here Wednesday.
I'll see you Wednesday. We'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. And thank you for tuning in.
Go watch football.